Hello, my name is Steven Lee. In this presentation, I'm going to share you guys some basic facts about coronavirus and COVID-19. So before I really start this presentation, I want to ask a question that what is the difference between bacteria and virus? From those four graphs, let's first figure out two of them are bacteria, two of them are virus. Let's take a guess. Okay, here are the answers. The first one is called Listeria. It's a kind of bacteria that normally happen in the foodborne contaminations. And the second one, the third one, are both viruses. Second one is the coronavirus, which is the main character of our presentation. This one is called rotavirus. It also happen in the animal. And this one is E. coli. It's pretty common bacteria in our intestinals. So what is the virus? From the definition from the NIH, the National Institute of Health, the virus is a bunch of the infectious microbe that contains the segments of the either RNA or DNA uncovered by the protein code. As we can see, there's 4 different types of viruses, although they're in the different shapes, but their structures are pretty much similar. They are all either DNA or RNA inside and coated by a protein structures. So let's move to coronavirus. What is coronavirus? The word corona has come from the crown in English. Crown means those little crowns on the tops of the virus. And we can see there's huge amount, there's hundreds types of coronavirus in the nature, but only 4 or 5 types, only a few of them that can infect human. And those coronavirus can spread through the droplets in the air. As we know that there's a lot of moistures and powders in the air, those viruses can attach to those. And after we inhale those infected airs, we can also get infected by those viruses. And they're mostly infected by invasion through the respiratory system. In case you guys don't know what means respiratory system means a bunch of organs that can help us to breathe, including our mouth, our trachea, which is air tubes, and our lungs. After we inhale those contaminated air, those COVID-19 go to inside our body. And what happened after we get COVID-19 from the air? This graph might be a little bit complicated, but let me explain this really simple way. Our cell has a receptor on the membrane on the surface called ACE2. This thing is like it's like an entrance guard to our cells. The entrance guard can help us to figure out which one is the friend, which one are enemies. And those crowns on the virus can mistakenly tell the ACE2 that we are the friends, we are not enemies, and make those receptors believe that. After our ACE2 attach to those spike proteins, to those crowns on the top of the virus, it can open the membrane for the virus to go inside. That's how the COVID-19 first infect our body. After the COVID-19 go inside to our cells, it can open it up and release its RNA into our cells. As we know that our cells work as a factory, and our DNAs are like the recipes to the factory that can lead in our cells to produce more cells. But after those RNA go inside, it can also tell our cells to make more virus for them. That's how the virus got replicate in our body. After the virus got replicate in enough numbers, it can bring the attention to our immune system. Our body finally realized that those viruses are the enemies to ourselves and begin to attack those viruses and declare a war. A war always go with a damage for the environment. That's damage we call is the symptoms of our body. So what are the symptoms after we caught COVID-19? We also got cough, we may got fever, we may got headache and fatigue. Because our immune system work, it may raise our body temperature and trying to kill those viruses. And the high temperature is the fever. And those high temperatures also may cause some dysfunctions, make ourselves feel very uncomfortable, which may cause the headache or fatigue to our body. And with the development of the technology, now we finally got mRNA vaccines that against the COVID-19. So how does the vaccine work? First, after we inject those mRNA vaccines to our muscle system, the mRNA go inside to our body and do the same thing as we mentioned before. What did the virus do? It will combine to the ACE2 on our body, on our cells, and begin to replicate more things. But the difference is this thing will make us replicate more spike proteins, which is only the crown part of the virus, not the virus itself. So it has the same characteristic as the virus, but it's harmless to us. But it will also bring the attention to our immune system and let it attack to it. By attacking those spike proteins, it will produce more and more antibodies that specifically attack those coronavirus. What happened is, even though we're not infected by the coronavirus because it's harmless, we also produce a lot of antibodies in our body that specifically attack those viruses. It's like a troop to ourselves that against those coronavirus. After we get the vaccine, after we got those troops in our body, if we got real COVID-19 go inside, it will also protect us. Those antibodies will also work to attack those viruses immediately and prevent us from getting infected. And what can we do to protect ourselves from COVID-19? Although we got a lot of understanding of the COVID-19 right now, we may also get very cautious about it. The first thing is we already know how important the vaccines are. So get vaccinated as soon as possible if you're not. And second is keep a physical distance to others, at least 1 meter. It is really important because those spreading from the droplet, if you can keep away from those droplets, we will be safe. And the third thing is to wear a mask. It is both important for you and for others around you. The fourth is to clean hands frequently. There's a scientific research found that if you can wash your hand at least 20 seconds per time, you can wash away like more than 99% of the harmful microbes on your hands. So wash your hands really careful. The last thing is self-isolate if you test positive. Because it's either to prevent you to spread your COVID-19 to others, to your friends, your family. And also, by the time you're infected by the COVID-19, your immune system is the weakest time ever. If you go outside, you'll easily caught other microbes also. So it's safe for you to stay at home for both good for you and others people. That's all I need to say today. Thank you for the presentation.